Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Sorry we were slightly late, but we have now a sharing session from Barclays Investment Bank. And with us today would be Sean McPhail, who would tell us a little bit more about the new focus and how technology is being applied to its businesses in Barclays, as well as the exciting opportunities that this offers to job seekers. So during the session, please feel free to put any questions you have in the Q&A window, and we'll address these live during the session. We'll now hand the time over to Sean and his team.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. And thank you to the IBS for giving this opportunity to us today to talk to us about Barclays and some other exciting technology career opportunities that we have to offer in the financial services domain. My name is Sean McPhail. I am the Chief Information Officer of Barclays
Sean,
Singapore.
Sorry to disturb you, Sean. Can you turn on your video, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, great. We can see you fine. Thank you so much.
Finance is the oxygen of the economy. Acting transparently.
Sorry, Sean, we are not seeing your video. Yeah.
You're not seeing the video?
No. Maybe you can stop share and try it again. Perfect.
Can you see that on the screen?
Yes, we are seeing it now. Thank you so much.
Okay, let me just start it again.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Bear with me.
Responsibly. Finance is the oxygen of the economy. Acting transparently and with expertise, we deploy finance responsibly to support people and businesses.
We have the capability and capital, the operational resilience and the commitment to make a real and lasting difference to the economic lives of customers and communities.
This is as true today as it was when our bank was founded over 330 years ago.
Acting with empathy and integrity, we aim to be a leader in the profession of banking and to engender trust amongst our key stakeholders.
We understand the power of building a supportive and inclusive culture for everybody, knowing that we make a bigger difference when we pull together as one team.
We operate with energy and imagination, championing innovation and sustainability to make a positive and enduring difference, to take pride in leaving things better than we found them.
New ideas and technologies can help customers and communities to unlock opportunities.
Our success is judged not only by commercial performance, but also by our contribution to society and how we act responsibly for the common good and the long term, because these outcomes are mutually dependent.
We are at our best when our clients,
customers,
communities,
and colleagues
all progress.
This is our purpose.
Okay, so let me just bring up the slides again quickly. Okay, so yes, good morning, everyone, and apologies for the sort of technical challenge we had there at the beginning. Just let me introduce myself again. My name's Sean McPhail. I am the Chief Information Officer of Barclays Singapore, and really grateful for the opportunity to talk to you about some of the exciting career opportunities that we have in Barclays in the financial services domain. Now, the video that I just showed gives some insight into our purpose at Barclays, which is to deploy finance in a responsible way to support the people, the communities, and the businesses within which we operate. Now, what is also really important is our company values. And these talk to how we act and the behaviors which we look to fulfill and meet our purpose. These values are particularly important here in Singapore, where we have a fairly small department. Teamwork within technology and across our organization is particularly important. When we're looking for talented individuals to come and join Barclays, we're also looking for people who demonstrate and live these characteristics. So what is it that we really do here in Singapore? Well, let me share a little bit more about Barclays and our business. We are a global universal bank, which means we do a bit of everything. We have a large global capital markets and investment banking division. We have a very large retail offering in the UK, a successful cards and payments business in the US and Europe, and a significant corporate banking offering across the globe, not to mention our private bank that services high net worth individuals. Here in Singapore, our focus is threefold. It's on markets, it's investment banking, and corporate banking. And the majority of our revenue here comes from the markets and the investment banking area. Our Singapore office is centered on a state-of-the-art trading floor in Marina Bay Financial Centre, down on Marina Bay Boulevard, and the trade floor really is the heart of what we do here in technology in Singapore. Almost all of our local technology teams are focused in the market space. You'll hear in a couple of minutes from some of my colleagues some of the more specifics around what each of these teams do and some of the opportunities that we have within them. We have the markets pre-trade space, the markets post-trade, and the risk, finance, and treasury teams. What they all have in common, they are all highly technical teams aligned to a specific part of our business. And to be successful, you need to be both a great technologist and have a passion for our industry. It is essential that you bring with you a curiosity and a passion to understand this business and to understand it well. Now, in all of these teams, the work is focused directly on projects and deliveries to enable our local business to grow. And they all require colleagues to work in close collaboration across our teams, not just within technology, but also on the business side. Now, everyone's contribution here in Singapore really counts. We have 20,000 technology colleagues working at Barclays globally, and technology is a massive and essential part of what makes Barclays the company that it is today. In Singapore, our department is small. It's less than 150 people. And so everything that we work on here is important to the local business. Every delivery really makes a difference to our local trading teams and to our risk and operations colleagues. So if you join Barclays Technology in Singapore, you are not just another anonymous developer. You are an essential and critical part of our team making a difference here every day. We think we've got some fantastic career opportunities available right now. I'm going to hand over to some of my colleagues to talk you through these. First up is Pintu. Pintu is a technology director here in Singapore, and he will talk to you about our pre-trade area.
Thank you, Sean. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I can't turn on the video for some reason. Yeah, sorry, I can't turn my video. It's saying that host needs to turn it on.
Sorry, can you try now?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Sean. Markets pre-trade technology, we are a global team, and we have the regional presence across Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, and India. And we also have a significant presence in London and New York. The team is primarily servicing the following functional areas: is exchange connectivity, client connectivity, smart order routing, algorithmic trading, market making, and direct market access. The team is highly specialized in designing and developing proprietary front office trading systems across equities, foreign exchange, fixed income, money market, structured products, and red business lines. And this technology solutions broadly divided into two business areas. One is principal market making, the other is agency business. In principal market making, we have technologies with low latency market data connectivity with all major markets in the world. And we have technology running through real-time data analytics on the market data, producing prices for making markets and distributing the prices clients across various locations. And we have technology capturing trades, managing risk, and straight-through processing in the principal market making area. And then we have the major agency business, primarily on the equity side, where the cash, and then we have a further specialization within equities, equity quantitative prime services. This technology service is it services to a very niche domain of a very high volume and ultra low latency DMA trading platform servicing very sophisticated high frequency trading clients. In this space, we have two very flavor of technology. One is software-based low latency offering with the low latency as low as a double-digit microseconds. And then the other hardware accelerated solutions we have, which is go further down to a few hundred nanoseconds market data, this is direct market access trading platform you have. All these electronic trading platforms are underpinned by continuous innovation and evolving technology platform. We call it Barclays, and that which helps our clients to optimize execution performance by accessing deep pool of liquidity. Within market pre-trades technology, we have following two opportunities available at this point. One is software engineer and the system support engineer. We're looking for individual with experience with low latency trading systems. Next slide, please. Our mission statement is to deliver better products faster to help the business serve our clients. We do this by deploying new features to production without defect. And that is achieved by faster measured time to production, DevOps automations around continuous integration, automated deployment, automated post-release checks, and then startup day checks, and minimizing stability issues. And also by doing faster remove release interdependencies, and adopting microservices and increase use of unit testing, delivering quality product. We do this by better measurement of defect in production, time to repair defects, richer automation testing, automated test environment, and most importantly, tighter collaboration across various teams, including business analyst, project manager, developer, QA, support, and specialized engineer. They're based in various locations across Singapore, Hong Kong, and Tokyo, Japan, and India, operating as a one team, helping the business and our client, keeping the customer obsession in the center and core. With this, I would like to hand over to my colleague Piyush, who is the Vice President and one of the tech lead from Market Post-Trade Technology. Piyush, over to you.
Thanks, Pintu, and thanks all for joining us today. I work in Markets, Trade, Middle Office, and Post-Trade Technology, which is a collection of various functional technology areas globally within markets, and comes together in APAC with a team of about 50 people spread across Singapore and Hong Kong, with a small presence in Japan and India. The team support technology platforms and change projects for the Asia markets business, working with stakeholder teams across the front, the middle, and the back office. Although this is across all asset classes, a majority of the team in Singapore is aligned to our macro and credit businesses versus equities and prime in Hong Kong. Given we work across several different business areas and functional areas, this provides for a great opportunity to be involved in the front to back trade lifecycle and get exposure to various parts of the markets business, as well as to delve deep into a specific area of your choosing. For example, across front office teams, like sales and trading, we build and support platforms that are used to capture trade executions, whether this comes from electronic or algorithmic platforms explained by Pintu earlier, or directly from external trading platforms and venues like Bloomberg, or voice trades captured by internal teams. This also covers connectivity to major clearing houses, managing trade events and life cycling of the trade, in addition to middle office validations, controls, and reports. Once a trade is executed, we also cover the platforms managing the post-trade operational flow, from confirming trade details with clients to settling securities or cash payments during the trade lifecycle, and then reporting all these activities to our regulators through the trade and transaction reporting platforms. In addition to operations, we also cover some of the accounting functionalities for finance, as well as being the golden source for trade data to dedicated finance and treasury platforms. Besides the trade lifecycle, we also build and support control platforms, from operational reconciliations and exception management to front office supervision, which is used to monitor trading behavior and support the front office to define and restrict activities to approved mandates. I hope this gives you a flavor of the vast scope we cover within the team. In terms of what we do on the next slide, it falls under three main areas based on the business driver. The first is revenue driven, where we are enabling the business to grow revenue by offering new products and services, or introducing existing products to new markets, or simply expanding the coverage of our existing product offerings. This is the majority of the projects that we currently run in APAC. The second area is driven from our regulatory obligations and industry-wide changes, such as the transition to new interbank rates in the front office and migration to new payment standards in the back office. The third area is driven internally to build better and more efficient technology platforms, like building a new state-of-the-art trade capture system, as well as support operational efficiency initiatives like process automation. We offer various opportunities to project managers, business analysts, and software engineers with markets experience to help us build better products faster, as Pinto explained earlier. And I invite everybody to take a look at some of the roles at our virtual booth and reach out to us through the group or private chat sessions. Now I'll hand over to Patrick to give you an overview of risk, finance, and treasury technology.
Thank you, Piyush. I'm trying to start the video. Okay, thanks, Piyush. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Patrick, and I'm going to present the RFT team. So RFT stands for Risk, Finance, and Treasury. In Singapore, the RFT team is about 40%. It's part of a global team. We have counterparts in the US, New York and its region, in Europe, London and Prague, India, mainly in Pune, and in Asia, Tokyo and Hong Kong. As Sean mentioned earlier, similar to London or New York, Singapore is a business location. That means that we have a trading floor, and our team are focusing more on business interactions and functional aspects rather than the core development. Core development is mainly done in Prague and Pune, our development centers. So what do we do? So as my colleagues mentioned before, RFT comes third in the trade lifecycle. First, you have the pre and post-trade teams that are responsible to prepare, process, and execute the trades. Once the trade is booked, you need to price it and compute the risks that are associated with holding the trade. This is our responsibility, the responsibility of the risk, finance, and treasury team. Every day, we compute risk, the price, and the P&L, profit and losses, for all trades in Barclays portfolio. We cover all asset classes, such as equities, typically common stocks and derivatives, rates, bonds, swap, credit, corporate bonds, CDS, credit default swap, total return swap, and FX. These metrics are computed intraday, real time, but also end of day. For intraday, we monitor the market for changes in trade or market data that could impact the trade price. Once we detect a change in this input, then we reprice the trade and publish it. These computations are usually very light, but they need to be fast. That's the key. For end of day, we have a bit more time because the computations are done overnight. But we use more complex models that require more heavy calculations. Our clients are mainly internal. So we have front office traders. They need intraday and end of day risk and price to follow real-time their positions. In finance, they mainly use price and P&L on end-of-day basis. Same for the risk manager. They use the risk on end-of-day basis, but they often require complex models and therefore heavy computations. Externally, we have clients as well, mainly the regulators that get end-of-day reports on our trading activity. So who are we looking for? So similar to the other teams, RFT is looking for project manager, business analyst, and developers. As you've seen, RFT is involved with pricing. It deals with pricing. So if you're interested with analytics and functional side of things, then it's a great team to join. Then in the next slide, I will show you very briefly the technology we use. But first, maybe I should mention that the RFT responsibility is a bit more than just pricing. As you may know, a pricing accuracy depends strongly on the input data. And once you have a price, then you need to price it to report it to the users. So in reality, RFT takes care of all of that. It covers all three areas: data management, trade and market data, pricing and risk, that's the analytics, and reporting of the risk. But as mentioned before, in Singapore, we focus mainly on one area, and this is pricing. So the technology we use. So we follow the agile methodology. And as you can imagine, we use the usual development environment with source control, Git, bug tracking, Jira, and continuous integration, automated build, test, and releases. We use also a mix of programming languages, mainly C# and Java, but also Python and C++. We use other things like databases, SQL and non-SQL, such as Hadoop, middleware, Solus, and also our work requires heavy computations, so we rely heavily on the computational grid, and we use data synapse in Barclays. Yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you for listening, and I will hand over now to Sulin, who's going to talk about women in technology.
Thank you, Patrick. Thanks everyone for joining today. I'm Celine Kaur. I work as a part of markets technology in Asia, and I'm the chair of the Women in Technology Network here at Barclays. Just to tell you a little bit more about this network. So the Women in Technology Network is actually a global community. Asia is one of the arms, and we cover Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and China as a part of this arm. We started a few years ago, and the key mission that we set out was to empower women from all levels and backgrounds in Barclays to achieve their career aspirations in technology. We believe that technology is the future and women should be an equal part of it. To achieve this, we have two key objectives set out within the network. One is to retain our female colleagues and workforce within the firm. And the second is to recruit more diverse colleagues into the firm. So with these two main objectives, we've strived to track diversity hiring, which has always been a very, very important part of the Barclays agenda, but has been at the forefront for the last few years. And we're using this network and our colleagues who have joined this network to help us to drive this even further. We have within APAC, we have a chunk of the workforce in India. So India runs its own WIT, or Women in Technology network, and we collaborate with our counterparts in EMEA and Americas to make this a global community. We meet periodically every month and discuss objectives and agenda and how we can actually make this better for APAC. We also collaborate with our male allies, given that they form a very, very important part of the community for us, and ensure that everybody feels included and a part of this global community that we're running. With the initiatives that we've been running recently, there's not just also serious stuff, there's also fun. So the fun element is, we hold events, we hold meets, we actually hold feedback sessions as well across our workforce to understand how our colleagues are feeling and how we can make it a better place to work, not just for women, but also for our male allies within this technology community. And the reason we refer to it as a community, because that's what it is in the true sense of the word. We come together as a group and as a firm to make this a better place to work. So that's kind of in a nutshell what we do with Women in Technology. Thank you. I'll hand over to Sean. Sorry, Sean, you're on.
Thank you, Celine. Yeah. And listen, thank you everyone for your time this morning. Hopefully what we've shared gives you a bit of an insight into what we do, how we do it, and the teams and opportunities that we have available. Really want to encourage people to head over to our virtual booth and the chat room, where we have people online who can answer any questions that you might have, and find out more details about the specific opportunities that are available. So thank you so much again, and hopefully we'll see you chatting in the chat room later. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean and team. We actually have a couple of questions from the audience. If I could trouble you to perhaps answer some of them. So there's a member of the audience who is really interested in the trading business, but he has no experience in the trading platform, and he'd like to find out a little bit more about the kind of employee that you're looking for who would be able to work well with the team. He's more interested in the kind of aptitude you're looking for.
Sure. So listen, I think in terms of personality, that there isn't one kind of personality that we look for. As with any team, we're looking for a mix of personality, attributes, and skills, and strengths and development areas that make up the right blend for a team. I think that the key thing, as I mentioned in my opening statement, is really this is a technical area that is supporting quite a complicated business, and so you've really got to bring a strong learning attitude and really a passion, I would say, for the finance industry and markets and trading. And if that subject matter excites you, then I'd highly encourage you to take a look at the opportunities that we have available.
That's wonderful. We have another member of the audience who is very experienced. He has economics and business background and personally traded in markets for at least 20 years. He also has an AIDS certification badge, and is interested in market trades and willing to start at entry level. So he's wondering whether this would be the kind of candidate that you would consider taking on, exploring for opportunities in Barclays.
Florence, let me jump in there. Sorry, Sean. I see a similar theme in pretty much all the questions that I see on the screen right now. If I can just paraphrase, I think people who do not have prior experience working in the markets technology space, looking for opportunities, whether you have personal experience or you're just completely new to markets, just encourage you to go and explore the TFIP program, which is basically centered around people who are interested in this business and want to and do not have previous experience. It's got structured training specific to different skills and attachments to firms like Barclays to give you that experience at an entry level. So we've recently made a few offers through this program to similar candidates. So please chat to us in the booth and give a look at the TFIP program on the IBF website.
Great, thank you. That's very helpful. And I think there's one candidate who is very interested in business analytics. I guess they can also perhaps go visit you and your team at the Barclays virtual booth in the hiring zone. Okay, so I think that's all we have time for today for this session. I encourage all who have more questions to please visit Barclays at their virtual booth in the hiring zone. And with that, I would like to thank Sean and his team for the insights they have shared.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
So our next session will be with Credit Suisse, which starts at 11:30. So we'll see you back here in a short while. Thank you everyone for joining us. Bye.
Thank you.